Documents read in a Scottish court suggest that the British Prime Minister will request a Brexit delay if the UK cannot reach a deal with the EU in the next couple of weeks. The document appears to say that the government will comply with a law that requires it to ask the EU for an extension. But then Boris Johnson tweeted something very different. He said, "New deal or no deal, but no delay," followed by the hashtags "Get Brexit Done" and "Leave October 31st. Complicating matters even further, all the European member states agreed today that Mr. Johnson's proposals do not provide the basis for an agreement. So where does that leave things for the UK and for its Prime Minister? Well, the Prime Minister hasn't come on the show yet, so I sat down with someone who knows him very well, his father. I asked Stanley Johnson if he thinks that his son will be able to rise to the challenge and get Brexit done. Here's what he said.
If anybody now is capable of rising to the challenge, I think it is Boris, because he has, as it were, the sheer determination to drive through this thicket. I mean, he's not taking the bull by the horns. He is the bull with the horns charging through the thicket. And I still think he's going to get it. It being the agreement of the EU to a deal before, well, really speaking, it has to be before or at the October summit, which is 17th, 18th, I think, of October. I think it's going to happen. If it doesn't happen, of course, we'll have to see.
It seems that the people, parliamentarians, pundits, everybody's trying to work out whether or not Boris Johnson has made some mistakes here and Dominic Cummings' plan perhaps is backfiring, or in fact, is this all part of some master strategy? What do you think is more likely?
Well, I speak here as a novelist, and I think I've been on this programme before talking about compromat, I think many times, several times. As far as I'm concerned, I do indeed see this as a master strategy. I'm absolutely sure there is light at the end of the tunnel, and that light is the agreement or some agreement as such. So, yes, I personally would not fault, some of the most controversial parts of the strategy have been, as you say, the taking the whip away or the prorogation. I don't see either of those as being actual disasters. Yes, you might have said the prorogation forced the Remainers to quickly get the Benn Act in being. I think they would have done that anyway. So I think the strategy is actually working. He's nearer. For example, just take the fact, months and months and months, the European community, the Commission, Mr. Barnier, Mr. Tusk, said, we are not going to reopen the withdrawal agreement. That's what they said. Well, it's perfectly obvious that they have reopened the withdrawal agreement because they are now engaged in discussion about some form of replacing the Irish backstop. That's the issue now. Well, so that is progress. That has to be progress.